You are now listening to the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time at BringDownTheBand.com, and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the new Old Heads podcast, Bunker Edition. I am Major 7. I'm not going to say anything about my computer because Jay Diff gets emotional. My man Longevity is in the building. How are you, sir?
Fake
with
news.
the comb and the beard.
Fake news.
I'm doing all right, man.
I see you with the comb and the beard for the culture. I see you. I like that.
Yeah, it's my new thing, man. Whoever wants to draw me as a cartoon with a comb and a beard and Amy Cooper in the background, I'm all for it.
I was going to ask you who's that behind you, but I think everybody knows.
Yeah,
Gotta be careful. She'll call them folks on you.
Yeah, she's a dog. She's watching. So
It's that bitch Carol Baskin.
And she was choking the dog out.
Yeah,
My man DJ Jay Diff. What's happening, man?
Salutations. What's going on?
Oh, man, I can't call it, man. I like that ensemble you got on, man. What is that?
It's a little bloke action, Block Paddington, you know.
Okay, that's under the Printfinity umbrella, correct?
Definitely. So
Okay.
I think I'm gonna call Lone since he got the comb in his goatee.
Uh-huh.
Instead of Questlove, I'm gonna call him Johnny Quest.
I do like that, Johnny Quest. Okay. We're gonna have to see if we can get that one to stick. Rounding out the squad as always, voice of Indianapolis, Kansas City Mac, and Jay Moore. What's happening, man?
Not too much, man. Just maintaining the playoff beard. As you can see, like it's all up on the neck, like Andrew Luck. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
I don't know what he's actually doing right now. He probably got his $100 million in at the crib. So,
I know he got that paper. That's one thing I do know.
So yeah, man, just handling some things logistically. We're getting ready for another edition of Take That Tuesday as well. It's going to be a little different tonight, but it's going to be live, so I'm excited.
Okay.
Live in a mug.
Good to have everybody back as always. Looks like we have, throughout our episodes since quarantine, everything, we've adjusted to the bunker life. So seems like everybody's doing well. So that's good.
Yeah, decent enough.
Yeah, we getting by. I'm starting to see large crowds of fools out here, beaches and such. I don't know if you guys saw any of that. I'm sure you probably did if you on social media, if you scroll by, maybe pass it. I don't know, but there's just a lot of people that are just thirsty, because as the old folks say, it's starting to get hot outside. What's the craziest thing that you guys saw in relation to people that were together, large groups of people that shouldn't have been together? Did you guys see anything? Anybody see anything that stood out?
The gunshot when I went to go pick up my gun, America. Everybody was acting like everything was all great and dandy. Well, maybe it is. Who knows, right?
Yeah. What you see, Jay? Did you see anything that caught your eye in terms of this foolishness out here?
I mean, I can't really pinpoint one specific thing. There's an accumulation of a lot of monkey ass shit going on.
That's what I was looking for.
Even with stores and it's you almost feel bad saying something because you in the store too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
I can afford it for what I need to be in there for. But it seems like there's more people in there without masks than with masks, and it's weird because it's almost like people have made it. They've made it to where they pretty much separate their politics by wearing a mask or not. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that weird? What does your politics have to do with you being healthy?
So you're making a statement if you rock a mask versus not. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's rather strange, but it's all kind of shit going on, man. I mean, it's almost like as soon as they stated that they were going to do these phases here, where they're going to open up certain things, I don't see no phase. Yeah. It was like all of a sudden everything, it is what it is. Go
back
out there
at
and do as you will. Yeah. So
it literally was. It was especially in Chicago. I saw some things. It was like 0 to 100. That, like you said, to your point, there are no phases. It's like we either on or we not. There's no gradual process. We jumping right back in that thing. It was a party.
Record number of murders in Chicago too, didn't they?
Sad, man. Sad.
I'm not sure.
That is correct.
Can't wait to get out and kill each other.
Ain't that crazy, man? Like Memorial Day weekend, they set a record. Like, and it's just people, like you said, people just thirsty to get out the crib and act stupid. So to each his own, man. You know, live your life how you want. But to me, it doesn't make sense. You know, that's just my opinion. Yeah. Sounds like we all saw some foolishness either way. So that's cool.
That's where I was when I saw that. Well, in the gun store, I was just picking up a shotgun I ordered a while ago. And
musket.
Yeah.
He ordered a musket in 2000. You got a musket.
Absolutely. I'm a collector of muskets
and the gunpowder.
Yeah, for sure.
You got a ramrod to make sure. Yeah.
I got plenty of those right now. You know, so but
you got some burlap pants. Look at Johnny Quest in the back.
Yes, sir.
You got a pant to go with it.
But nobody in the entire store had a mask on. I was the only one in there that had one on. I'm just like, all right, well,
they looking at you.
Fair enough.
They looking at you like you an idiot with a mask on. Go figure.
Hey all man, right. I'm a dork with a mask on.
I'm a dork with a mask on. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into the rundown for today. Let's see. So. And Jay Moore, correct me if I'm wrong. I think all of us saw the ad. It's 15-year anniversary for Common's album B. Is it 15 years? Is that correct?
It's 15 years. I know that because I bought that album and I remember driving home and listening to it St. Louis over and over because my best friend was about to get married. I texted him when I saw that and I was like, "Man, you've almost been married for 15 years."
Bruh.
And I don't remember the exact day of his. But I just remember I had to play him that album and I kept going on how great it was.
My guy Maine, my guy 𝗡𝗄𝗧, and we all went to the store together. And I think my man Adam Bell, we all went to the store together, and we all copped it the same day. They had the deluxe edition with the CD with him going through picking the artwork and behind the scenes and studio stuff. You know, they had the extended joints. So we all copped
the DVD.
DVD, I'm sorry. Yep, correct. CD and DVD attached. You're right. So I bought that version. Couldn't wait to go home and watch it, listen to the album over and over again. Love it. But Lone sent a article to us, to me to take a look at for us to discuss from, I believe it was OK Player. It had a breakdown of 10 things that you may or may not have known about B, just the process of B, just to kind of, celebrate the anniversary. So I want to go through some of these and see if this surprises any of you all. All right. So it says B was Common's first album after breaking up with Erykah Badu. I think we all. You didn't know that?
No.
Okay.
Sounded like it.
That's what I was saying. It definitely sounded like it. I remember it being his first album post Badu. I do remember that.
Yeah, because he stopped wearing all that bullshit and so I was happy about that.
He was
he stopped wearing his junior Lenny Kravitz scarf.
Yeah, all those crocheted pants and
he turned he changed that.
Wearing leaves for gloves and stuff like that. He had to stop that.
And the Come Close video was fire though with the crochet hat. I'm sorry. When he was holding
up the signs. Signs? Yeah, Signs of the One.
The deaf girl. That was cold. Let's see. B does not stand for before Badu. I'm sorry, before Erykah. That was a rumor that was going around per the article that the B acronym was for.
I never heard that.
Before Erykah. I hadn't heard that either.
Me too. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was a new one for me. B was the first hip hop release on Good Music. I think I remember that because they were kind of forming like Voltron with Good Music. So I don't know about you guys, but I think I remember that.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
It was the first release on Good Music for Kanye.
First hip hop album because I believe John Legend was Good Music too, wasn't it?
I stand corrected. It was the first hip hop release. That is correct. Let's see. And Common said, as for the title, he said, no, the album is entitled B because the hardest thing to do is to be yourself. Although many think it's the easiest, it's really not. So that was his explanation behind the album, for the title B.
I thought the intro to the album kind of explained the title, right?
I love the intro. There was a brand Jordan commercial that was shot for that had T.O. and a bunch of other cats rocking Jordan brand gear. with that instrumental underneath it. I remember. No, the whole song. I'm sorry. I remember that ad. Yeah, that shit was fire. B was recorded at the same time as Late Registration, and My Way Home was supposed to be on B. I didn't know that. I don't know about y'all.
I can hear it though. Like it sounds like it fits.
It does sound like it fits that album actually.
Yeah,
maybe even more.
I can see it sliding in there. You know, I
don't
know.
My way home.
It sounded like it would have came on right before crack music.
I was gonna say I don't know how to place it because B for an 11-track album, I think everything is placed just how it's supposed to be.
It's only got 10 tracks, right?
Is it 10 or 11?
10. Pretty sure.
10? Okay. 10. I'll stand corrected.
The only thing I don't like about B is the fact that there's a live version of what song is that?
The Food. No, let me tell you, this is the thing. Because I wanted this album so badly, and this is when I was all about my internet digging, if you will.
Piracy?
Yeah, okay, we can call it that.
I didn't want to put you out there. I was just saying that.
No, so I remember I got the about a month before it came out, and it had the lot. Actually, because I don't remember how I had it, because I found a live version. I mean, a studio version of The Food, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere else since. I know it's on the international releases.
I've never heard it.
It's honestly, it doesn't have the same energy, but the only thing is the one that's on the live version that's on the album is censored, you know. So that's
from Chappelle Show, right?
It's from the Chappelle Show because it has Dave Chappelle doing the intro. Also, the version of this, they say that we got on the final album is different because it actually there's actually a verse from Consequence that's on the advance that they took off for some reason off of the final version of the album. So
shout out to my man Potsy. He actually told me that. You're right. I didn't know that. He told me that.
But I mean, those are the only different. I mean, it's kind of two big differences. But I don't know. There's something about the studio version that doesn't have quite the same energy. I mean, there's nothing like a live performance. But
I actually like that version though. I like it.
But
I don't dislike it, but like if it, like to your point, Jay, like if the song that they recorded doesn't have the right energy, then they should just re-record it until it does have the right energy. You know what I mean?
That's true. Because I remember seeing, I was lucky enough before the album came out, there was a show of all things sponsored by this cigarette company in St. Louis. It was De La Soul and Common. And it was funny because it was sponsored by anybody. I'm not sure y'all know, we don't have any like real smoke, like old school smokers who smoke like Cools, and like it was sponsored by Cool cigarettes. Like,
what?
Yeah, remember like Cool always advertised in Jet magazine.
You said you used to model for Cool. What'd you say?
I used to mess with a Cool Blue Square.
Okay,
what you said you modeled for Cool.
And so
model for Cool.
So it was a hip hop, because let's just keep it real. These cigarette and these liquor companies, they got money. So that a lot of the stuff that we do that we enjoy is sponsored by these companies. And so I just remember one of the I want to say his name was Lifestyle. It was a local MC, and he got up on stage and because he got to perform, but he said he had on a shirt that says, "If you smoke cigarettes, you're not cool." Spelled KOOL. And put him out. But
damn.
This is the crazy thing. I remember Common performing The Food, and it got such a crazy. Now, mind you, we're about 6 months out from B being released, maybe even more than that, because they performed that. It's like they finished that in the studio and then just went straight to the Chappelle Show. And
I actually got a story about that when you finished.
Close to being done yet, and so like it was just crazy. And Common was astounded at the response it got just based off the fact that everybody already knew the song from the Chappelle Show.
Dude, speaking of The Food, this was on the list, and it says The Food was originally meant for another artist. They didn't name the artist, but Common said he was in the studio with Kanye, and he said, "Yo, this is dope." And Kanye was like, "Yo, you want this?" He said, "I was like, yeah." So Kanye was like, "Hurry up and take it and leave. The person that's for is actually coming to the studio right now." So he took it, wrote to it, and they created the song and recorded it. So I don't know who it was for, but
Payroll maybe.
Oh,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yes. Hey, do your homework on payroll too, because that man was done wrong. But that's
You might be
another
right.
day.
One of the comments says from DJ Levsky says, "I bet it was for consequence."
It could have been for consequence. That's a good point.
If
Who was
you
it
had-
again?
If you had the
Levsky.
Consequence
Shout
album,
out to
Take You
DJ
to the
Levsky.
Cleaners, the mixtape, but I've considered it to be an album. Like that was dope.
I know Kanye and Consequence. Good, the Bad, the Ugly is one of the
Kanye-
coldest songs I heard, man. If you talk about lyrically,
Kanye
that was a good track.
quietly stole a big piece of Consequence's flow.
Who did?
that's fair.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair. Yep, that's
Who
fair.
did you
Kanye.
say did? Kanye?
Kanye. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
You can
okay,
hear
yeah.
you can hear Consequence flow in his. You definitely can.
I mean, that was the era where everybody was taking bits and pieces from their artists, though. I mean, even with Jay, as big of an artist as he is, he took some of the young Guns flow.
Shout out to my man DJ McMahon in South Bend. We argued about this in college. To this day, he used to always tell me, MC, I'm telling you, Jay big young
Definitely
Chris,
did.
the whisper flow and blah 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 blah. And we used to argue back and forth about that. He was like, MC, I'm telling you, he big young Chris. And it took me a while to come on home, but I was like, damn, he was right.
Yeah, Wayne was he was mimicking some of his artists.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not mad at it.
And then, what's his name? Wasn't even what's my guy's name from
Who's
Philly?
that? Wayne's artist from Philly?
No,
Me?
I just said he wasn't even his artist, but he's from Philly. Nah.
Oh,
What is this dude's
got me.
name, man? I can't remember his name. It'll come to me later, but
you sure he's from Philly?
I'm positive he's from Philly.
You got me on that one. Let's see. B received the perfect rating from 𝗲𝗱.
Yep, I remember being amped when I saw it. I didn't buy the magazine, but I do remember seeing it when I was at the Walden Books or wherever I read the XXL. And
Walden Books. Wow.
That's throwback. That's how I know you grown when you talk about Walden Books.
Didn't we have a Walden Books in the Mounds Mall?
I believe we did, sir. That is correct.
It's where the movie theaters turned eventually became.
It was down there on the end, on that corner. Yep. Let's see. The beat for Wouldn't Get Far that Game used, that was originally for Common, but Common turned it down. I didn't know that. I knew Kanye produced it, but I didn't know Common turned it down.
Which beat?
Wouldn't Get Far.
Game had a song called Wouldn't Get Far. And it sounds like, and Kanye produced it. So you could tell. But I didn't know Common turned that one down. So that's dope. It says John Mayer appeared on Go after an impromptu jam session. I guess they were just jamming out. And he just decided to throw some vocals on there in the background. Go was a dope record though. I like
That
Go.
probably was a Dave Chappelle connect.
Could have been.
It was a different time in music. Like all these cats were kind of hanging out together. I remember at that time.
Yeah, just making dope shit and being around each other, vibing. Now everything is emailed. Let's see. And then the last one is the Last Poets. For their performance on the corner, what they did for the corner. That was their debut on an official hip hop album. That was their first time that they were on an official hip hop album. So, Last Poets, legendary, man. So, salute to them. I love that Corners video because I used to live like, I don't know, 10, 15 blocks up from where he shot that video. So,
shouts to Sounds.
Somebody logging in?
You used to move that pack on the corner?
I say, what now?
You used to move that pack?
No, man, I was just on the train, brother. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Stand out the way. Yeah.
Got you.
I appreciate you incriminating me, though. Let's see.
I thought you were selling drugs.
Nah, I wasn't selling drugs. Just on the train, brother. Just on the train.
Okay.
Selling crack.
I was just on the train. All right, let's see.
Gilly the Kid is who I was talking about.
There you go. I know Gilly. Yeah. Gilly can rap though, but he's doing a lot of stuff with Wallow. Now I didn't realize Wallow was his cousin, but they dude is a motivational speaker like a mug, man. So shout out to Gilly, man. He's keeping himself in the game. What him and Wallow are doing. I ain't heard no music from him in a while though, but okay, whatever. Still cool, dude. Let's talk about Questlove. He had a post. He had a all black background, huge white letters that said, "You cannot use the business model from pre-COVID in post-COVID times." And it's kind of in relation to the crackdown or, what labels are starting to do for Instagram in terms of the restrictions. We've seen Versus cut it to 90 seconds and, publishing issues, etc. And 𝗏𝗏 there's a piece of his post that he put on there where he says the entire world is on the verge of a nervous breakdown. DJs are heroes. They are providing essential services and calm. The astounding amount of responses the DJ community has received from first responders on the job listening to their mixes, the amount of funds raised for those in need cannot be ignored. You cannot use a business model from pre-COVID, like I said, in post-COVID times. And he also told people if his live stream goes out for Instagram, to go follow him on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, just roll over and go watch there, because he's not going to be minimized just by IG, just because people are trying to collect bread now and try to figure out a way to do this. We talked about this. You mentioned this. Actually, you talked about this prior to it happening. So I'm coming to you, Lone. My question is, how do you feel about 𝗏𝗏 stepping up on behalf of the DJ community? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I have mixed feelings about it. One, I feel I understand his sentiment about DJs and what they're doing, and I understand that DJs want to utilize the Instagram platform because it's where all the people are, but at the same time, it is not built for that. And, regardless of how many times you try to shove this circle into this square peg, it's just not going to go, and so it's the platform is not built that way. Now it seems like they're adapting to being able to allow 130 seconds. I had never heard that before until last week. So
that's
it
still.
So
about the 90 seconds.
Look, if there are certain songs, if it recognizes, it's turning your phone off and kicking you off the platform immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. You play,
and depending on what artist too.
It's weird, because of course, doing Take That Tuesday when we were doing it through Instagram, we went into like an 80s rock section and played the first 3 seconds of "Love Is a Battlefield" by Pat Benatar, and it was like, nope, we're not doing that. Cut both of our.
So what it might
immediately.
So for technological purposes, it may be doing something different. It may be doing, because I know this is how it is on YouTube, because I've tried it with Bringing Down the Band stream before. Mm-hmm. It compounds copyright notices. So like if you have, let's say you have a stream and you're DJing and you play one song and in the background, Instagram's going, okay, there's a copyright strike against that. Right. It shows up there. And then, but it lets it pass, and then it does another one, but it lets it pass. Then you play 2 songs that don't have any digital fingerprint. Cool. Then you play another one and it just compounds those infractions essentially. And what I've noticed is that when I try to live stream to YouTube, that has might have the best digital fingerprint system period for all social media platforms. When I'm live, it tells me, it says, hey, you are infringing on a copyright. This is a warning. And then what happens is the next song that I play that infringes on that, it just cuts it off completely. So that might be
the same thing on Facebook, because like literally when I DJed, if I play a song, the outline of my score, the top of the screen turns red and pretty much tells you that you're playing a song that is possibly about to get you kicked off. And essentially it does. It just doesn't kick you off right away. Yeah. It gives you a little buffer if it flashes red. But other times I've seen it to where it just kicks you off without any alert or nothing. It just is off. You look up and the stream is gone.
But I think I think what's happening to streams that are getting kicked off is it's just compounding copyright strikes. It's like this person is infringing on copyright. We're going to cut them off. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that there's no real way on Instagram to monetize stuff. So if you think about YouTube, you can at least still monetize through ads. There are no ads on Instagram Live. There's no ads on Facebook. You know what I mean? So there's no way for them to really monetize that. To be honest, Facebook Live is just as trash as Instagram is for this purpose.
Instagram just sounds better.
And more people are probably going to tune in on Instagram too, because it is the more hip platform in comparison. Facebook's more for your grandmother and your mom, and like keeping in touch with that. But realistically, the smart choice is to find a platform that is doing it and slowly get your people there. And it may not be overnight, but nothing is overnight. You're going to get a handful of people this time. Cool. They're going to see people are going there. More people are going to go over, and then it's going to turn into something. Twitch is a great alternative, but there are other alternatives as well.
Let me ask you guys this though. From Lone standpoint, in terms of what he talked about from a technical standpoint for Instagram not being set up to handle that, the high level of verses and all that type of stuff. I think I agree with you there 100%. But the other layer of his comment where he talks about the first responders and all that type of stuff, do you think there is validity in that in terms of what he said, just on the face value from when he talked about the importance of it? How do you guys feel about that? Do you think?
I feel the same.
You feel the same? Okay.
It doesn't deter me at all. Like I feel like as an artist at the same time, if you're playing my music, don't get it twisted. I want to get paid when you play my music.
Right.
Figure out a platform that can pay me for my music, and there's ads built in so that I get the streaming money when you stream my music. That's the way that it should be. So essentially what he's asking is, to me, that argument says, it eliminates the pay model, because on Instagram, there is no way to get paid from it.
Unless you put a song like, because you're able to put those 15-second clips up for your stories,
right?
And that's I believe those are monetized, and if you add enough of those up, it counts as a stream.
No, those absolutely count. And because Mike and I, our section leader stuff, and even a lot of my longevity stuff is on Instagram. Like if you search section leaders, you're going to see our music pop up. We get paid on those streams. Yep. But for live music, it doesn't, so I agree with Quest. But didn't you say in there that I don't want to take up too much more of the time, but you said that he said that the models of the past can't be moved forward or something like that?
I'll read it for you just so we can get a good reference. You cannot use the business model for pre-COVID in post-COVID times.
Yeah, I would just be interested in what his model is for paying artists when you're playing their music. That would be what I'm interested in.
Essentially, it could be something as easy as, because some bars actually have something that picks up what songs are being played in the bar in order to pay.
The bars have to pay those publishing companies.
The bars are supposed to.
There was something
after BMI,
right? So if there was something that just listened to when you're live DJing and was able to give that artist credit, that would be an easy fix. But I don't think they want to make it that easy, because actually, what's the name? Jazzy Jeff was talking about it as well over this past weekend. Speaking of him and Questlove and the other DJs working behind the scenes trying to figure out something to make this work. And essentially what it is it's not even necessarily the artists that are upset about the music.
Right.
It's it's Big Brother. Yeah. The labels are upset about it. Because essentially, even though you may not have gotten paid for a song, you may have put somebody else on to this particular artist, or you may have made them want to go back and listen to them, just like the Versus Effect. The Versus Effect, they're not getting paid for them playing their music, but it's causing people to go back and listen to their catalogs following those versus battles.
Right.
Yeah. So essentially, it's a win.
Yeah, but that's also happenstance too. It's still.
There have been reports that have come out to talk about the substantial spike in followers on IG.
Yeah, technically, as an
streaming
artist,
and all that.
For both.
I understand. Sure. Believe me, I understand the artist side of it, 100%. What Lone talking about, make sure you can, in the midst of everything that we're doing, make sure I can get paid for my music being spun. I get that part, but it sounds like Quest is coming off to me, just in my opinion, the way he sounds is like it's more of a culture thing, where it's it's not about the bread versus what it's actually doing. That's how I take his comments. I'm not saying he's totally just oblivious to, the rules, and everybody wants to make money. I'm not stupid, but it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like that's. It
Speaking
doesn't
as an
seem like
artist
that's
as
at the
well.
fore. He is, but it doesn't seem like that's at the forefront of his comments, though.
But
It's more
also,
about-
but the thing is that Questlove also has the privilege of being Questlove.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
True.
That's different. Like
True.
Questlove is getting paid off the Jimmy Fallon show,
That's a
and
fact.
he's got the royalties and all that, so
That's
as
the
much
difference between Johnny Quest and Questlove.
see, some people didn't even know Johnny Quest had blonde hair. So I
I
mean,
see what you did there.
but also to Terry's point, just to go on this a little further, Terry, you mentioned that you mentioned the part about the bars, and Jay, you chimed in on it. But how many bars do you know are actually filing and actually following appropriately with ASCAP or BMI?
That's
what
the
songs
question.
are being played? I don't know. I don't know of any bars.
Well, I'll put it like this. There is almost kind of like for you see certain bars, they have like those touch tunes things.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that like counts. Like, okay, somebody went and played, Warren G Regulate, so we have a definite account.
Follow it, right?
But
Okay.
For most bars and clubs, there's like a blanket license that they have to pay towards these publishing companies that basically covers them for a certain amount of time. And the thing is, they can, if they're, because I remember there was a club here in Indianapolis that got in a little trouble because they weren't paying into that pool of money for the publishing. And so like I said, I'm not sure if everybody gets their fair share because, they just kind of send it off and we're like, okay, hopefully this balances itself out. But these bars and clubs can get in a lot of trouble if they're not paying into that pool. So I'm not sure how it's working now, considering all these venues are closed. But just like even if it's a big venue like your amphitheaters, I don't know what to call, particularly because the sponsorships change all the time. But they have to pay a certain amount into these publishing pools, to be able to display live music.
Yeah.
So what is that thing?
I don't think Instagram wants to do that because how many people, once we can go back to the club, how many people are really going to be in their bedrooms doing Instagram shows when they have real gigs they can go back to? So it may not be worth it for them to even try to invest into this.
Jay Moore, I got a question. What with the situation where you're talking about where what was that you said that you see in some clubs that you said that prior to the licensing agreement? You said, how you go out to the clubs, you see those. What was
like
that
when
called
you see
again?
those digital jukeboxes. Like there's an agreement that you have to even have that digital jukebox in your venue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like that, all that information and what songs were played, all that's reported back to these publishing companies and these record companies to quote unquote give the artists and the publishing companies their little 13 cents or whatever. Because it's probably not a lot, like really what's a stream worth? That's the big question.
That's the issue.
A good time for somebody that's web savvy or app savvy to create the tool that does this. I mean, essentially we have it with Shazam.
Yeah.
If you had something like a Shazam that just picked up what was playing.
Well, it already exists. It already exists. And I think that is some of the argument that Jeff and Quest probably have as well, is that obviously if you're getting kicked off, they can tell what song it is.
Something's
you know what I mean?
kicking you off. Yeah.
So why not track that and forward that to wherever it needs to be forwarded to, yeah. And back just really briefly on the point about the 13 cents, getting played for streams and all that stuff, like it adds up, and it would add up, quite a bit throughout all the different clubs playing the music. I think a lot of people get left out with the blanket coverage. I'm honestly quite ignorant on who gets paid for, like, based upon like if a bar pays a fee to be able to use published music, like what music is covered under that and whatnot. But yeah, that
I do not know. We in the same boat on that one. Like I don't have an answer for that. It's just I mean, these are monumental times, just in the times that we're in. Like this is stuff that we'll be able to talk about, Lord willing, years from now. But it's just crazy to see how it's adjusted and how it's a change just from the first time that we started the quote unquote bunker series to now, where it is now. Like we saw it. It's funny, but we'll be able to say we saw it in its infant stage. When people was just going OC, just DJing. And I take that back. It didn't start off OC. People started here and there live, and then it got to the point where every time you log into IG, Ad2 talked about it on one of our previous episodes, where it's like every time you log in, it's 15 or 16 people live. Now it's coming to the crack where it's to the crackdown now. Yeah, it's not as much.
Nice and maybe 2 other people. And they may not even be playing music. It's back to Instagram models trying to get you to send them a couple dollars for a twerk.
They back to busting it open now. So
hey man, as soon as Memorial Day happened, the country is back open, man.
Listen.
Country is back open.
We'll see.
So I'm just. I mean,
curious. just driving around today when I went to Ďakademics and back. Yeah, all the people out and I didn't see Nan mask, man.
I had on a mask.
He said Nan mask.
I mean, like I said, I think we talked about a little bit in the pre-show to where people think, let's just say, people from one political sensibility feel like the mask is almost like admitting some sort of defeat as opposed to being a tool to keep you safe.
Right. They're making it a partisan issue.
Yeah. Safety has become a partisan issue.
It's crazy.
Because dear leader doesn't wear a mask. We're not going to wear the mask either.
Yeah, man. It's a weird time to live in, man.
Yeah, this is
to go back to where the summers was filled with lightning bugs. This is that bullshit.
we getting cicadas this year, so
Oh, that's right.
They got locusts over in Iran or something like that. Y'all better read that good book. I'm telling you, because them locusts is out now. You hear me? They out.
That was loud.
All right, man. Let's shout out our partners real quick while we got a break in action. Shout out to Printfinity. DJ Jay Diff is actually rocking some Printfinity material right now. Printfinity also has some very exclusive custom masks for what we got going on out here with the pandemic. So make sure you check out my man. Posted an posted a post with some samples of that the other day. So, break bread with the homies. Got some good high quality product. Indie CD and vinyl, we appreciate them as well.
Yourself.
What's up?
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
Oh yeah, protect yourself. Yeah, for sure. Indie CD and vinyl, we appreciate them as always. Again, they are the ones that provide us with the wax for the raffles, Patreon raffles, whatever we decide to do, on the show. So we really appreciate them. Sun King Brewery, our newest partner. I know y'all got your cups locked, cans locked and loaded. Can I see those, please?
This is how we get down.
Okay. It's represented. Okay.
We on that Wheat Mac. We got to get some. I know they got some good things happening for the summertime. Shout out.
Yeah, we
always start getting some of that yak they got brewing or something.
I'm telling you, we got to ride back through.
They come with that seasonal flavor, so we got to get involved with that.
Yes, sir. We really appreciate them. They have some high quality product with the different, tastes and styles of beer. So we really appreciate
them. Real quick, back to Indie CD and Vinyl. They've got a Twitch channel too. It's Indie CD and Vinyl. Oh, okay. I joined him on Saturday night, and Crookshanks was on there.
Oh,
shouts to him. And he was going through vinyl and playing records and old soul samples and selling them live.
Okay.
And from a private collection, man. It was dope. It was really, really dope. So make sure you follow. I'll put the thing in the message, but
I didn't know that. Yeah. Appreciate that, Lon. That's dope.
Yeah. If you see them go live, check them out for sure. So, and we will be doing our raffle soon. So.
Yes. So we appreciate them. They are they're our newest partner, but we really appreciate what they've done for us thus far. Look to continue to grow that partnership as well. Shout out to No Bad Ideas. I got a hat on now. One of our longest partnerships. They've always taken care of us.
Yep.
You can always see their product placed strategically, on the set when we are on set.
I got to put that little notification in my phone to send them a message. I need to check up on them.
Yes. So
is Karen wearing the No Bad Ideas hat?
Nah, she don't rock No Bad Ideas. Nah, she don't rock No Bad Ideas.
Karen or Amy Cooper?
She just makes bad decisions.
She makes bad decisions and has bad ideas, but she does not rock No Bad Ideas. Bringing down the band is always the hub. Thank you, sir. That is always the hub for everything New Old Heads. Make sure you go to YouTube, search Bringing Down the Band. Subscribe to the page. Please hit the bell for notifications. Jump in the comments so we can tell you what you're wrong about and what you're right about. And we appreciate the banter. We appreciate the comments, good or bad. We always embrace it. So make sure you guys go hit the bell for notifications on that. For YouTube, follow us on Twitter. IG,
Twitch,
everything.
Twitch now. Twitch.tv/Bringing Down the Band.
Yes.
We're live right now on Twitch. So
yes, we are here in these streets. So anybody that has supported us and all you guys that have supported us thus far, we appreciate it. The new people, we welcome you. The people that leave, we still love you. All right. Let's see.
Heavy breath.
Let's talk about, I thought this one was interesting. There's an album that apparently, or mixtape that's going to come out. It's going to be called the San Quentin Mixtape Volume 1.
Who?
San Quentin Mixtape Volume 1.
Okay.
There was a gentleman named David Jassy. He's actually serving time in California in the state prison for murder back in 2013. And apparently this guy was always in the media center, like with a keyboard and like a stripped down version of Ableton or something, some producing software. Always had a passion for music. And for years, he's been trying to get the jail system to incorporate some sort of a studio so that some of the inmates that are in the prison can try to, release some tension and people that are, aspiring artists. It's always rappers with bars in prison and stuff like that. Bars,
literally.
I see what you did. There. I
rappers
like that.
with bars in prison.
Rappers with bars. So after years of working on that with local officials, he finally got the approval. And they built a professional recording studio inside the facility. Now, there's a group of incarcerated artists that will be releasing that project. It comes out on Friday, May 29th. It's called the San Quentin Mixtape Volume 1. The project is completely written, recorded, and produced behind bars over the span of 4 years. And the artists including J. Cole, DJ Khaled, Meek Mill, Common, and T.I. appear on the intro of the mixtape. He says that a lot of the tension on the yard disappeared, and he said a lot of the young guys had never been to a club or heard music through speakers of that size, like monitors. So it was a unique experience for them. And they got an opportunity just to get some of their thoughts out, and I guess it kind of unified a lot of the gangs and stuff inside the jail, which is actually a good thing. All proceeds from the album will be donated to the National Center for Victims of Crime, the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland, and the I can't pronounce it right, Hill Neighborhood House. I think it's Puerto Rico. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. If you're from out west.
Spanish?
Don't do that. But but I think this is really dope, man. I don't know what
it's a cool idea
from a music standpoint. Yeah, but like Lone said, it's a cool idea, and I'm gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen just off the strength of this being a something that's positive, and I'm very curious to hear how it sounds. Like, what do you guys think about it? I love the idea, but I just think it's dope. Like, I think this is different, and it's positive, and it's dope.
Yeah. If you guys want to chime in, I mean.
Well, the thing is, this is because I'm old and I remember basically everything.
Don't do that.
Does anybody else remember the Lifers group?
The what?
No.
There was a group.
You say Lifers?
The Lifers group. It was dudes who were in prison who made a hip hop album, and I remember the single was called "Belly of the Beast."
No,
and it was like in the early '90s. I mean, you want to talk about?
You're right.
Because these were dudes who were locked up and they were never coming home, and they were. I don't know how they wound up doing an album, but like when I heard you talking about this, I was like, wait a minute, I've heard something similar to this before.
Hey, yo,
it was the Lifers group, and I remember the song "Belly of the Beast." I saw the album. I saw the video on Video Music Box back in the day. I didn't request it. My mom was not going to. There we go. Yeah, the Lifers group.
Hey, yeah. I'm not gonna front Jay Moore. I do not know what this is. I call myself a hip hop guy, but I do not know what this is. I'm gonna be
I'm
first to tell you.
definitely up with my shit, and I don't remember these cats.
Hey. Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's a little.
He got a Toy Story. His Toy Story game is high now.
Woody.
The Woody gang.
So I mean, that's just what's funny because like when you're going through this, I was like, I've heard all this before. I mean, they didn't have J. Cole connects.
But wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, J. Moore. Wait. They did. Did they have the full studio built and all that type of stuff in the jail?
Look, I don't know. I've been back
in the early '90s. Shit was bigger than what it can be now. There's no way they had all that shit.
That's all I'm saying. Like
you got to think about it. Like there was. I mean, they was giving anybody kind of like. Remember, there was the Bloods and Crips had an album.
They weren't really in jail, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say they wasn't really in jail. That was just their gimmick, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hey, this rapper's name is 212-834.
I like.
Man, I ain't going, man. He got on glasses. He got 2 gold necklaces on. My guy got one of them 8-ball jackets.
He got a Kango on. I don't know where they got that
radio. With
I don't know where they got that boombox from.
𝐿 fit on.
Maybe they're on the other side.
Man. It was a gimmick.
Come on, man. Don't do that, man. They weren't really locked up, Jay Diff?
I ain't going.
I don't know, man. These brothers look like they in somebody they own somebody yard. You see them high fences back there, brother.
Yard, but that don't mean they ain't locked up. They ain't doing no time.
Hold on, Long. Go back. Let me see. There he is. Go back, Long. I saw my man with the bishop fade. You see that? Go back. Yeah, let's see. Keep going. Hold on. Right there, he's in the back with the bishop fade. You see him?
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah. I like it. It's a lot of cross colors. And my man had a trumpet. Go back. Is that a trumpet?
Yeah, he had a trumpet and a.
Hey, Jay Diff was a hater.
The decision I made to fade when I played.
Yeah, so
I don't know. We probably not gonna get a copyright strike on the Lifers group.
Hey, look. Hey, we still just gonna do snippets. You know what I mean? Like if we
Jay Diff, you a hater. That the dude with the bishop fade will whoop your ass.
He ain't got no neck. Bro, ain't got no neck.
Hey, the dude with the bishop fade will whoop your ass. Stop doing that, man.
Overalls, he looked like 𝗏𝗔𝗒 brother.
See, and these people got families, man. Cool. I'm just gonna say that. I call myself
Jesse
a hip hop guy, man, but I do not know what this is.
Jesse said definitely Terry, they fronting.
They gotta be, man. I ain't going, man.
Jay, I don't know if they front, Jay.
How many people are in this group, man?
Oh, don't do that.
Look,
the whole yard.
The whole yard.
Goddamn yard. The whole goddamn yard is in the group.
I don't know, man.
I think we should get props because I think we're the first podcast to talk about the Lifers group.
Now my man in the back right there.
On the right.
Yeah, with the stripe joint on it.
He looked like Darth Maul.
The dude with the striped 1920s football helmet. I would not mess with him.
Look at my guy. Look like one of Hell's Angels. What he doing with them?
I don't know. They're Bishop Fade.
The guy in the back lifting.
I hope he got a verse.
Oh, they wasn't on it. Yeah, dude standing over there. No, all the guys working out definitely did not have 16. Oh, they had the okay. Yo, like again, I call myself. Oh, you know he ain't up to no good. I call myself a hip hop guy, man. But I never heard this in my life.
You see what's the name from? What's my guy's name?
Yeah, they got like 19 different rappers, man.
Is that who?
What's his name? The little Sting in South Central.
Who, Loco?
Oh man,
Loco. You see Loco in the back lifting weights.
Ray got your boy out there stealing car stereos.
Oh,
man.
Oh man!
Hey,
all right,
we just started a whole nother show within our podcast.
It's about to be.
For those that don't know, this is our next show coming up. We just gonna watch videos. And talk shit.
Jay Moore, the only type. Jay Moore, the only dude.
Yeah, get it.
Look, there's Eminem's dad.
Hey, hold up! I gotta hear this dude. Hold on.
He do got a verse. See, that's what I was looking for.
He's just laughing.
Who, Paul Bunyan? He got a verse? Hey, go to Paul Bunyan verse.
Look at my guy. He's some funny looking dudes, man.
There, right there. Go to Paul Bunyan verse.
I think he's just laughing.
Oh,
you know Loco. Y'all see Loco?
Hey, Jay Moore, the only dude that hated on Loco from South Central. Hey, this is kind of fire though. Because I like how they got the numbers on there. I ain't gonna front. I've never seen this in my life.
And shit.
No, see, that's it.
That's the rap names.
That's how you can put money on their books.
Oh, that's love.
Man, nah, man, I ain't going.
Life
Jay
is
Moore,
good.
hey Jay Moore, you put me on game, man. I've never seen this in my life.
Never seen it either. I'm happy I got a chance to see that bullshit.
No, they would.
Yeah,
They would play
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
They would play the Lifers group, and then they would play "Justify My Love," and then they might play "Your Mama's on Crack Rock" all in a row.
Hey,
on video music.
That's hip hop.
And
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I think my favorite though is probably Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, he didn't rap though.
Now, that's Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
It was
man.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Okay, all right. Either way, man, Jay Moore, good looking out, bro. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
I appreciate that little tidbit.
Yeah, you put us on game right
So
there.
prison rap ain't new, son. You know what I'm saying? It's been around.
But see, that was the era of a lot of studio shit. Remember Boss, the chick that used to rap? She was super tight.
Wow.
Yeah, but she went to like private school.
Yeah, she wasn't even legit, man.
Wow.
I ain't going.
You went back on that one, boss. Wow.
They had to be around the same time.
Bruh. You went back on with boss. Hey, you stupid. Well played.
Hey, do y'all know what BOSS stand for?
I'm scared to ask you.
Okay, because it happened to be on Young TV Raps like the one night she was on there, and for that Fab Five Freddy asked on a Friday night, say, what does BOSS stand for?
What'd she say?
Bitch on some shit.
Oh.
I was like, that's probably one of the best acronyms for a rapper name I've ever heard.
Oh man!
Hey, shout out to Boss. All right, man. Real quick before we get out of here, man. Shout out to my man Poppy Amon who made this suggestion for us. He is, like I said, he's a friend, patron, I believe, one of the homies, dope MC, known him for years. Always been a supporter. He submitted this and he texted me and told me we should put this in. So he called me laughing, saying that we should name trash rappers or rap names that are trash. And I said, what are you talking about? He gave me an example of the Lost Boys. And when I thought about it, I started laughing. I'm like, he's right. So the members of the Lost Boys are as follows.
Rappers. Okay.
Mr. Cheeks, Freaky Ty, rest in peace, Spig Nice, and Pretty Lou. Spig Nice, 2 G's, and Pretty Lou. Spig Nice is incarcerated. Freaky Ty passed away, rest in peace. Pretty Lou, we all know Mr. Cheeks. Now, Mr. Cheeks could be looked at as a suspect rap name on the low. We're going to keep it a buck.
You said Mr. Cheeks?
Mr. Cheeks. You heard me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mr. Cheeks. The Lost Boys have fire. Let's not turn this into something else. The Lost Boys had heat.
𝗏𝗔𝗐𝐻, one of your favorite joints?
Come on, don't do that, man. Don't
I
do
just feel
that.
like that was something you probably had in the tuck.
No, man. I'm just telling you. Lost Boys
I
had
didn't
heat.
like Love, Peace, and Nappiness, though, for the record. I didn't like that album.
I'll be honest, I never liked the Lost Boys except for the song Renee. I was like,
Renee was fire, though.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a version, like the video version is different than the one that's on like one of the albums. I'm like, man, this shit is
Music
terrible.
Against Me High was good.
Yeah, the song they did with the Dog Pound was dope, but it was because of the dog. I like the Dog Pound so much.
Music Makes Me High was dope. Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless was dope. Renee was dope. So they had some heat now on that first album. Now, don't get it twisted.
They had a fruit. They had a fruit.
They had a fruit on that first album.
Yeah,
but can y'all give me some trash names for rap that are unacceptable? Just give me something that just bother you from an
MC Brains. I never liked the name MC Brains.
First of all, MC Brains honestly doesn't get his.
First of all,
hold on. No. Just give me the names. I don't need you caping for it. Just give me the names. I don't need you caping for it.
Like he's the first, because it was still L.A., New York at that time. Here it is. MC Brains had a couple of hits straight from like Ohio.
No,
he might have had some hits, but his rap name was trash.
That's all we need.
I mean,
like, give me trash rap names.
In context.
No.
Like if somebody told you and you didn't know and you've never heard his records before, and somebody said, "Hey, here's this rapper. His name is Snoop Doggy Dogg," you'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
That's not what we're here for. Give me trash. Give me a trash rap name, Lone.
I got a couple. What about?
Go ahead.
What do you know about Shorty Shit?
What?
Shorty Shit Stain.
Okay, now you're trolling.
See, we always be making progress. We make progress.
I'm not trolling.
I'm
not trolling, man. Hold on.
We make progress, and it's one person.
DMC, he was like, "That shit is whack."
We make progress, and it's one person, man. It's one person every time we make progress.
Look, Mike, I gotta show you something.
Go ahead, man.
I gotta show you something, man.
Please don't tell me you got like
Jay Moore, while he's showing me this, please be working on your trash names. Oh wow, he really has a profile from Brooklyn.
Shorty shit stain.
He got a Wu-Tang label on there too.
Even as a B level Wu-Tang affiliate, there's no way he getting away with that name. I'm sorry.
Oh man, bro,
Right,
there's so many trash ones though.
Yeah, Fetty Wap is a trash rap name.
Yeah, saying that because his eye.
No, why you gotta talk about his eye, man? Because he got an eye jammy.
That's a part of his story.
Why his name Fetty Wap?
Lone, you got anything else, man, or should I go to somebody else?
What about Ugly Duckling?
That's not a real rap name.
Yes,
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
No, pull it up.
You've never heard of Ugly Ducklings from like
hell no.
What was the hit? What was the hit song he had in like the 90s?
but I remember Ugly Duckling.
Nah, I'm cool on Ugly Duckling.
I don't remember that dude, man.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. Jay Diff, give me a trash
maybe
rap
it was
name.
a group. Maybe it was a group.
Jay Diff, give me a trash rap name.
Papoose is a trash rap name.
Quietly. What is that?
Hey, Pat nice though.
No.
Pat nice though.
What is the papoose? It's the name of a Native American baby.
Right.
Papoose is nice though.
Goddamn name, Papoose.
Jay Moore said a Native American baby.
Native American baby. There you go.
Knock it off, Jay Moore, man.
Somebody look it up. Just like I knew about the Lifers group.
The Ugly Duckling. Nah, I'm cool. Jay Moore, you stupid, man. Give me a trash rap name, man.
I mean, I gave you one. Like, you know, if, like I said, you hear these things in a vacuum, and a lot of them suck. You know, like,
Yeah.
Like you hear Run DMC, and you don't know what the fuck Run DMC is.
But that don't sound dumb.
That don't sound dumb as
Sound terrible, but
Ugly Shit Stain or whatever his name was.
How about
Lil
Silk?
Shit Stain.
How about Silk the Shocker?
that's pretty bad. But you know, one of my favorites,
sound like
and I don't fuck with it.
That sound like a Marvel character.
Shy Glizzy?
No, Mr. Servon. Now that's a rap name.
Yeah.
That's a trash rap name.
Mr. Servon?
Yeah, that's a trash rap name.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No Limit had a couple trash. Fiend.
Fiend.
That's a trash rap name. Fiend is a trash rap name.
Fiend for beats.
Now the album "There's One in Every Family" is perfect for his name, so don't get it twisted. But
What about Chingy?
Yeah, that's kind of trash. See, Jay Moore gonna up G.
No, that's right. I mean, it is Chingy.
Chingy is, that's pretty bad.
He used to call himself Chingaling, man.
That's Chingaling is trash. Chingaling is trash.
That's
Chingy
trash
is better.
and is suspect.
He said Chicken-ling because it rhymed with ding-a-ling. I was like, this don't make it.
That's bullshit. He ought to be reprimanded for that.
Chingy is better than Chingaling. I will say that.
What about Uncle Murda?
Uncle Murda.
He just sound like the dude that used to start a lot of trouble in the neighborhood or something.
I mean, if you didn't know any better, like, I mean, it's
You
hard.
God. You God.
Killer Mike, like that's kind of like that's how like you would have thought that was very hard to market, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What about Brother Lynch Hung?
I'm not gonna say anything
They made
about
for about 4 zones.
You ain't gonna get me on here talking
Had to
saying
get
shit
dirty,
about
man.
Brother Lynch Hung because I ain't.
He used to have them horrorcore raps and shit.
I
Yeah.
ain't gonna say shit about Brother Lynch Hung. I'm not.
What was the name? Rest in Piss? Is that was his joint?
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm gonna leave Brother Lynch Hung alone. I'm cool.
Yo, there's a rapper from Indianapolis apparently called Gas Station Jason. I think that's
I heard of that.
I think it's
Yeah,
an
I've
amazing
heard
rap
of
name.
that.
Gas Station Jason.
I think it's a great name. What about
That'll work.
what about bus driver?
The Migos.
Bus driver is stupid. That's stupid.
Hey, who was that? Remember when the
Bus
show
driver is
wrapped up
really
a couple
stupid.
weeks ago, and
What?
we were still talking, and I found some rapper named
Oh, what was his
what
name?
was
You
his name, man?
What are you talking about?
Because you pulled it up. Jay Diff
Yeah.
found a name of. He found some rapper that had a trash name that we didn't believe, and he pulled it up just before we went off when we were recording. And I
It
cannot
was
remember the name.
something Christ or Sleeve something. I don't know.
And it was
Hold
awful.
on,
It was biblical though. It had like
No,
Jesus in it or something.
There's a rapper named DV alias Christ or whatever.
No, it was
No,
something
it was
even
Jay
more.
Diff was way worse than that.
Yeah, it was real foul.
Ain't there a dude named Lil Ugly Toes?
Yeah, there is.
Ugly God.
Ain't that
And he's
real?
from
Yeah, that's
he's
a
from
terrible
here.
name.
He's from
He's
here.
from here, right?
Yeah, that's a horrible name.
I'm cool on that name. I don't know if he can rap or not. I ain't never listened to no music, but that name is trash.
Mace.
I wish Terry.
Man,
I hope Jay Diff can find. I hope you can find the name of that one because that was one of the worst names I've ever heard.
Oh, what about Loon? There's a rapper named Loon.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Loon is trash. Yeah, that name is trash.
He's locked up right now.
Is he?
Dealing with Puffy out here, man. Gotta be careful.
Whack ass raps.
Yeah.
Loon low key was a fake Mace. We're gonna keep it a buck.
He was a fake Mace.
Definitely a fake Mace.
Fake Mace. That's a cool rap name. Fake Mace.
It's some bad names out there, man. It's some bad names out there. Mr. Cheeks, if you think about it on paper, Jay Moore, if you write it down.
You don't really have to think about it.
What you say, Long? That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Cheeks
is pretty bad, man. Mr. Cheeks is pretty bad, dog.
Anything with a Lil in front of it, like Lil Flip, like
that's a par ass rap name. If you think
Eric said Lil Fuzz.
Lil Fuzz.
No,
Lil Fizz.
About Lil Flip was his album cover. Him dressing up like a fucking leprechaun.
Leprechaun. That shit was stupid.
That was dumb.
And Lil Flip showed up at a barbershop in Anderson where me and Lona from one day. I'll never forget it. My dude, James.
You asking for his autograph?
Shout out to my homie James, Dickie V. Lil Flip popped up in his barbershop randomly. I don't know if he was performing in Muncie or something. I don't know who he knew.
He always be in that.
He's performing at like lodges and shit.
Lil Flip popped up in Anderson.
The Oaks Lodge.
Hey, he popped up in Anderson kicking it at the barbershop. I was like, okay. Flip.
Yeah, what was that? What's that spot off of in Anderson, off of like Madison and 29th? There's like a baseball field there. It's like catty corner to where like Guide used to be. And there used to be like
the UAW.
The UAW, yeah. E40 was gonna play at the UAW.
I ain't mad at that. I'd have went if I had known.
You was gonna go.
Mm-hmm. I fool with 40. Yeah, I was on 40 since the click. We're gonna keep it a buck.
I'm not going to an E40 show.
I go to E40 show
in Anderson at a UAW. Not doing it.
You're right.
In Anderson.
Lone is actually being smart when he says that.
No,
I'm just related to so many people in Anderson. I'd have felt a little more comfortable. But Lone, I understand what you're saying.
And I lived right around the corner from there. But
100% you did. All right, y'all. I know Jay Moore got to run. Is there anything else that I forgot? We're gonna have to work on our trash rap names. Maybe bring some up next episode. But is there anything I forgot? Anything else that I missed before we get out of here?
Out of here, we're gonna play some Lifers group and Take That Tuesday. That's what we're doing.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Shout out to Bishop Fade and the rest of those guys. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to shout out or say before we get out of here? I know Jim Moore got to run.
No,
I can't remember, man, but I'm sure we'll touch on it at some point in time.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, 187.
Episode 187 for everybody locked down right now. The Lifers Group.
187.
I need to put a number. I'm going to put a number on my screen next week.
Yo, we appreciate all the support as always. Again, make sure you go to YouTube, search for Bringing Down the Band, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And as always, remember, Lone has a musket. We'll see y'all next week.